What's up, everyone? Vershi again, back to day 5 of the challenge IELTS speaking test. Okay, so I'm going through another practical exam format with 3 parts, and for your benefits, this is more like a sample of band 6. I'm aiming for band 7 and above, and this is just a practical video record for myself to see whether I'm improving day by day. So here's a day 5, and if you kind of want to compare the process, I would do another summaries of the process and show you how I improve over time. Okay, let's start it. Part 1, about food and weather. What kinds of food do you particularly like? Okay, I love food in general. Western food I also like. Asian food I also like. I haven't tried so much of African food, so I got nothing to say about that one. For Western food, I like steaks, pasta, spaghettis, pizza. For Asian, I like Korean style, Japanese style, and of course, my hometown, my home country, Vietnam. So Japan, I like sushi, sashimi. For Korean, I love their way of doing barbecue with the beef and the pork. For my own hometown country, I love pho, which is type of a noodle soup, and you can have it with either chicken or beef. The soup is really fantastic. Okay. Next question. Do you like cooking? In fact, I do. I love cooking the foods that you cannot find easily in my hometown, my home country. For example, I like to cook some kind of, I forgot the name, but it's a special dish from Indonesia, which is a stew beef, and they cook for really long time. And I think Indonesian food is not common in my hometown, so yeah, so some of the food that I love, but not in my hometown, so I do enjoy cooking that type of food. Okay, next question. Do you prefer to eat at home or in a restaurant? I prefer to eat at home in general because it's more healthy, it's more convenient at home. However, sometimes I do want to spend some time outside. Especially in the weekends, we usually have family dinners or lunch outside of home, so that we can change things up. Yeah, because some of the food take a lot of time and effort in making it. So in restaurant, they do it so often, so you can enjoy the meal, and the atmosphere and the environment in the restaurant is also something really chill to change the mood. Yeah. So next question: what kinds of weather do you like? I love autumn weather, where the feeling is not so cold and not so hot. It's really cool in autumn, and the air is also dry in autumn. I don't like humid weather, so that type of weather that I love. How does the weather affect people? So in general, if you got caught in storm, in big rain, the transportation, the traffic is really bad. So it affects a lot of people in general in terms of moving around in my hometown, and a lot of traffic jam, and some of the sewage system is not so good, that we got flooded in some roads that block the flow of the traffic, which is terrible. Okay, do you think the seasons have changed in recent years compared to the past? Depends on how long you compare, but in my personal experience over 30 years, I believe that in my childhood, the weather is much cooler compared to now. For example, in summertime, it can be really hot during the day, but it get cooled down in the night. However, recent years, the hot still really, you can still feel really hot even when you stand in the shade or even during the night. So for sure, the weather is getting warmer. I think as this is a sequence of the global warming effect. Okay, moving on to part 2. This part, we have 1 minute to prepare the note and 2 minutes to describe the story to you, to the examiner. Describe a piece of advice you received. You should say what the situation was, who gave you the advice, what the advice was, explain how useful you think the advice was. Okay, so I already got one very important advice in my head, so I would like to share with you right now instead of preparing a notes. So the advice that I think that changed my life, I think it would change my life. It's so big, that it's so important, so useful that worth to mention to you. It was just a normal during noon. My boss and few of my colleagues together go out for a lunch. We having buncha, which is grilled pork with rice noodles, and just another normal day. But that day we discussed something about love and romance with my colleague and me. So my boss is a really success woman and with a very happy family. So one of my colleagues have some problem with the relationship and ask for advice. So actually the advice is not for me directly, but for all of us in general, and that but it's so useful that I also made a very great decision in the relationship I got afterward. So it's about the advice is about how to choose a great partner. So long story short, it boils out to one thing, that be true to yourself. So if you can stay in a relationship and you be true to yourself, you will find the love can be extended for like really long time. So nothing is certainly for sure, but I've so far I found that right now that I already have a family with my one daughter. So I'm really happy with my family because I can stay true to myself whenever I want. So I don't need to put on the mask in the love. So this is, and for my wife is also the same, that we strike for the same goal in terms of relationship, building a good family. Don't need to put on the mask, which is you can stay true to yourself and stay happy. So that is a really great advice that I think I would share with a lot of my friends, younger people, that a lot of people can benefit from this. Okay, moving on to part 3. And it's gonna be on the same topic. So this is about parents' advice. What kind of advice do parents give to their children? A lot of advice that parents can give to the children, but for the intention, one of the most element that help the children to stay success is be independent and can survive in the real world. So parents usually give a lot of advice on how to have a good relationship with your colleague, your boss, how to get a good incomes, how to sustain your family. So that type of advice that most of the parents would love, that their kids can take on and have a happy life. Okay, next question. Do you think young people should follow their parents' advice? I think advice came from good intention. So for sure, we should, young people should listen carefully with all the advice, because the intention of the advice usually, most of the time, came from good intention. However, not all advice is applicable and practical in the real world. So you have to cross-check and do further study on the subject itself to see whether the advice is suitable for young people, for themselves. And after that, they can apply the advice to their life. Alright, moving on to friends' advice. What kind of advice do friends give each other? In general, friends give a lot of advice about relationships and work. So they share story about their relationships and their with their loved one, or with their colleague at work, or with their boss. And there got a lot of gossip going around as well. So usually friends can give advice on how to resolve this type of situation, these issues, in terms of the relationships that they have with other people. Okay, so the next question is, which advice has more influence on young people than from their parents or friends? More influence on young people from their parents or friends. It depends on how young the people are. For teenagers, they are at the time of trying to show to the world that they are already an adult, and parents usually will always consider their child to be a child, even if they get older. So for that reason, during that time, young people, especially teenagers, got more influence from friends rather than from their parents. So because friends are more at their close with their generation, they understand more about their current situation, they're feeling a similar and easier to bond it with each other. So their advice can be much more influence compared to parents. However, it depends, but in general, the majority would be the friends' influence will outweigh the parents' one. The last question: do you often give advice to others? I do. In general, we in my office, in my workplace, my colleagues and I discuss a lot about a lot of different topics, from family, from work, from self-development. So we have a lot of things to share with each other and give advice to others. And for me, I recently have a lot of self-development that really improve and change the way I live in a much more positive way. I start do more exercise, read more books, improve, learn more skills. So I do give a lot of advice to try to help my friends and my colleagues to achieve the same thing. So this is how I give advice to others, and the frequency is, I would say, kind of often, because I see them on daily basis. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you like what you watch. Thank you, and see you soon.